We love you.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to see you all.
Playing signatures?
Yeah, unless they're trying to pull me. I'm always slow on this because I like to visit and I get behind schedule, and so I've got
Thank you.
They are waiting for me, but I'll try to go as fast as I. Oh, I've heard about your place on the way over here. Somebody told me.
Yes, we have something for you.
I love tabbouleh. I love it. It's so
all the broccoli you can get.
that I do. I love broccoli. Anything green. Thank you for this. I've made tabbouleh from the packages that you get in the supermarkets, and
This is all from scratch.
and it comes out fine. But this is what I really love. So
Okay.
thanks. Thank you. Oh, that's good.
Now, our camera stayed with them for about a half hour. We aired about 20 minutes of that on Road to the White House last evening. When you see that, how do you view her as a campaigner?
Thus far, she's been an enormous liability. I think she strikes people as having an independent agenda and being somewhat contemptuous of women who have opted for a more traditional role as full-time, as full-time mothers. And they're clearly making some efforts to redefine her, sort of remake and remodel her as a more traditional political wife, as a result, in part, of perhaps this story, which has received a lot of play. I don't think it's very convincing, and in fact, I thought that what they had her doing up there during convention week played like kind of a travesty, a burlesque of what a traditional mother is. That was my personal view.
So what kind of campaign will it be? With her, with the Democrats, and with the Republicans?
Well, I don't know. I mean, my guess is that the Clinton campaign has decided that for the duration of the general election campaign, they will try to sell her as a helpmeet of her husband and as more of a traditional wife. And I really don't know what the Republicans plan to do. My guess is they would try to paint her as sort of a far-out liberal, even to the left of liberal in some of the groups that she's been involved with and some of the things she's written. I mean, it would be wrong to call some of the stuff she's written on the family liberal. I mean, I can't imagine that Michael Dukakis or Walter Mondale would ever have subscribed to some of the things that she's written on the American family. It's beyond liberal. I could only call it radical. She is a strong and independent woman, and that's precisely why she ought to be held to this standard. I think it would be patronizing not to look seriously at her record and her past writings, her past views, her past activism in the left wing of the party. And it's also of sort of intrinsic interest, again, because she seems to personify that wing of the party that her husband is apparently trying to tame, that McGovern wing of the party. It's a fascinating situation, possibly unprecedented.
How do you contrast her to Tipper Gore?
Well, Tipper Gore, I think she is perceived much differently in the public mind. She is perceived as embodying sort of an effort to reinforce parents' efforts to instill discipline and values in their kids, whereas I think Hillary Rodham or Hillary Clinton is perceived as trying to undermine that parental authority in the home.
When did she change her name?
I don't think we really know. Popular legend has it that she assumed her husband's name, Clinton, after he was defeated for re-election in Arkansas in 1980 because she was criticized by many in Arkansas politics. Well, the fact that she had retained her maiden name was identified as one of the contributing factors to his defeat. And again, according to popular legend, she is then, at that time, supposed to have assumed his name.
Hi, Mr. Wattenberg.
Yes.
I'm very disturbed by your view of what a traditional mother is, as if Hillary Clinton, by being a successful lawyer and a good mother, cannot be one. I must remind you that at one point in our history...
I never said she wasn't a good mother.
You said she wasn't a traditional mother, and what I would like to clarify, Mr. Wattenberg, is that at one point in our history it was traditional for Rosa Parks to sit in the back of the bus. We realized that that was a racist policy. Now, the term traditional used so that women have to stay home is the only way they can be good mothers.
I don't say
It's
women
also
have to stay home.
sexist.
Yeah, I don't say women have to stay home.
But what you've basically said is Hillary, because she is a successful lawyer and a good mother at the same time, was not traditional, and therefore the campaign was trying to curb her to be more traditional. And I must say,
No, I say,
I know Hillary Clinton.
right.
And she is a fabulous mother and a fabulous attorney. And men have been being fabulous fathers and fabulous career people for years, Mr. Wattenberg, and it's about time that you realize that 80% of the women out there are doing both.
I don't fault her for having a career. I don't in the article. I never have in any of the numerous radio interviews I've done on this piece. So I don't know why you ascribe that view to me.
You also write in your article about Hillary Clinton serving on several corporate boards, including TCBY, the yogurt company, and Walmart, and the income that she made. Why is that brought in as an issue in this article?
Oh, it's brought in connection with her anti-corporate rhetoric when she was rather young. And I think I just say that it must make her smile right now, given that she has sat on so many corporate boards.
New York City is next. Have you gotten over the convention yet?
Actually, I'm a Republican, but the convention had an impact on me. A lot of vitality and a lot of energy. I'm really a Perot supporter. I'm a lifelong Republican. However, I am pro-choice. The person who's speaking, it just seems like Republican dirty tricks, and there are a lot of Republican women out here who are pro-choice. I have never voted for a Democrat in my life. The things you're doing, the things I'm hearing now, are going to force me to do it. I do work. I just see such a lack of respect for intelligent working women coming from the Republican Party. There are things about the Democratic Party that definitely are not my cup of tea. However, I'm sitting on the fence, and when I see the dirty tricks that the Republicans are doing...
Wait a second. No, just stop. I'm getting a little tired of this. I don't mention anything about Hillary Clinton's views on abortion in this article. This came up as part of this interview.
I'm just saying that I'm pro-choice. You did bring up abortion in your conversation with the gentleman. This is the first time I'm calling this show.
Right, but you're portraying this as some kind of calculated, premeditated, preconcerted effort of a Republican dirty tricks attack machine, and I'm telling you that it was first raised in the course of this interview.
I had seen a program on PBS.
I mean, if you have a specific problem with something in my article, if you don't think it's accurate, tell me. We'll talk about it, okay? I'm fallible like anyone else.
Excuse me. From what I know, I saw something on Point of View, POV, on public television, and from what I understand, the Washington Times is owned partially by Reverend Moon. I mean, you are not mainstream, and you are not Republican. You are to the right of the Republican Party, from what I see, and from the type of Republican that I am. Okay. I want to see the Republican Party return to the Republican Party I grew up with. Someplace along the line, I don't know whether it was Mr. Buchanan running or whatever, but the Republican Party has taken a right turn and has forgotten the center. Mr. Perot remembered the center, and I think the Democrats are remembering there is a center. And people like you, who I am sorry, I think you talk about the radical left, you're as bad as they are. I think the left and the right in this country are just equally as bad. Thank you.